Well, hey, happy Tuesday, guys. The topic I wanted to talk about, I thought about this morning, was people. And obviously that's a pretty broad topic and could spend hours and hours talking about people. But just thought I'd give some lessons learned high level. Again, that's the point of the channel here, is just for me to download and put it out there, my thoughts on dealing with people in general and some best practices. And so overall, I'd say, everyone's born with a good heart for the most part, right? And you got some people that, a few people that might not be that way, but most people are born with a good heart. And the unfortunate part is their environment. People can't control their environment they're in, that they're born in, and they spend their whole life undoing, and most people unfortunately can't undo the things they were exposed to as a kid. And that's why you have jails that are full, people abusing alcohol, workplace issues. I mean, obviously there's always going to be some people drama, but a lot of it stems, basically it's grown-up kids going around the world with trauma, and everybody has things in their lives. No one's immune. I always talk about the happy 83-year-old. I always tell people that I want to end up one day being the happy 83-year-old, because you take two 83-year-olds, they both have lived long enough to have things happen to them in their life, except the one has chosen to grow from it and to look at it in a positive light, and the others decided to dwell on it and be negative and feel like the whole world is against them and all these other things. But it really comes down to you. You make the decision. Things are going to happen in your life, good and bad, all the time. And just when you think you have things figured out, something will happen. The difference is how you're going to take it, how you're going to evolve, and how you're going to pivot, and all these other things. And that's also part of this channel. It's not just to talk about the glory of going up, but more importantly, the glory of coming down. That's probably a good way to summarize it right there, about when I talk about failure is great or failure is so important, is that there is glory on the way down. The glory is to learn, to be a step closer to who you are, because you need to have that pain, as I talked about yesterday, to get to where you need to go, where you want to go, who you want to be. So people. So every day you're going to deal with people that view life differently than you do, and that's okay. There's no one way to view the world. Obviously, you can be biased. I'm obviously biased with the things that I share on this channel and kind of my conclusions to life, but it's not the only way. It's not, and that's not saying it's the only true way. It's what I have found to be true, and might resonate with some people and might not, and that's okay. It's all okay. But here are some things that you just have to remember: is helping people is good, and you want to help people, and I've always wanted to help people. But you got to also get to a point where you've got to learn to let go and live your life and move forward, because some people are just not gonna see it, and that's okay. But you just can't keep living around people that hold you down, because there's also, and it took me a long time to learn this, because I tend to see the good in people and want to see the good in people and don't want to see too negatively. But there are people in your life, and sometimes even family members, that will take joy in your pain. They're not in a good place, and if you're in a good place, they don't want you to be in a good place, and that can be very unhealthy. And here you are as a family member, you love them, you want to change them, you want them to see it your way. It's just never going to happen. So as painful as it is, sometimes I call it you're in a lose-lose situation. It is what it is. And so you have to be strong enough to move on. There are good people out there. There are people that want to love you and want to be around you and want to make you a better person. They're out there, but you got to go out there and find them, and you got to create that circle that you want. And everything I'm telling you right now, wasn't easy for me to learn, and was learned through a lot of trial and error and through a lot of pain. but I really believe in my heart that is the conclusion, that in every generation, it's as old as time, and men, and and women. When I say men, I say people in general, that there's always going to be people that be negative, and they're going to want people to bring down. They're going to be mean people, and there's always going to be good people who want to be positive, and you just have to decide which part you want to be in. And I know family. I know it's hard with family. I get it. I trust me. I get it. I know it's hard. But if they're bringing you down, if they're not a good environment, I'm not saying never see them, never talk to them, but you gotta set some barriers, some boundaries, and you gotta focus on yourself, and you gotta move on and live your life, because life is short. Life is short. I can definitely see it now. Just turning 45 last week, which is hard to say, because I don't feel physically or mentally anywhere close to that age. But for sure, being 45 years old, you're like, man, time does go by. I'm not gonna say fly, because I looking back, I've been able to do a lot of things, and yeah, it goes by. But there's also, you can enjoy that time. You can make the best use of it. And this is also the timing of me putting this channel together, is I'm at a point in my life where I'm content, and I've come to these conclusions, and being a father of young children, that's, as I said in my other videos, that's a big drive, is to put my thoughts out there, that God forbid something were to happen to me, or I can't, I won't be blessed to see old age, so that they can go back and look at these videos and see the things that I believed in, and can learn from these videos. But it doesn't happen overnight, and so I love people. I really do. I mean, I've always been wired this way. I enjoy meeting new people. I enjoy learning from people. I care about people. So this was, if anybody had a hard time learning this lesson, it's definitely me, because my 20s and even still in my 30s, I wanted to fix people. I wanted to help people, and a lot of time that backfired, because a lot of people don't want to be told the things that they're doing wrong, right? They just don't. They don't want to hear it. They're not ready for it. They don't want to do the work, because it takes work. It takes work to look inside and open up and be honest with yourselves, and know the things that you're good at and the things you're bad at, and then you got to work on the bad things. And unfortunately, not everybody's willing to do that. And so if you're around people that's the case, move on. Be respectful. Try to have a minimum, but move on. And when somebody's completely toxic, you just there's times you gotta cut the bridge too. If it's a toxic environment, toxic relationship, you deserve better than that, right? And that's why all the work you do starts with yourself, starts from within, is to know that you deserve to be loved, you deserve to be treated with respect, and you should command that from others around you. Now again, in the workplace, you got to get work done. It's not kumbaya, and I get that. There's people you're going to work with that you're never going to see eye to eye, and that's okay. I'm talking about people. When I'm having this discussion about people, it's more your inner circle, family, people that you choose to be around. That's probably a better way to say it. The people you choose to be around, make sure you choose them carefully, because as positive, as energetic as you can be, those people can wear you down and then bring you down with them. And again, a lot of those people would enjoy that, and you don't want that to happen. Life is short. You only got one way around of doing this, and so you gotta be selective of the people that you spend your life with, especially the person that you choose to be your life mate, to be the person that you spend the rest of your life with. And again, this is just my take on it. Everybody can see it differently, and I'm not naive enough to think that there was just one person in this world that was right for me, but I found one of them, and she's perfect for me, and that's really and there's beauty, I think, to the commitment of that, and of working through things together, that we know we're not both perfect, but at the core we love each other and we have fun in the process. And so, on the long-term life mate point conversation, make sure you don't settle for anything short of that you have somebody. It's never going to be 100%, right? But if you have somebody that you think you want to spend the rest of your life with, first of all, I would encourage you to do that, because I think there's beauty in that commitment. I think, and again, I could be wrong, and this is just my take, but I think if people that are, in new relationships every year, or divorced multiple times, I know a lot of those people also don't choose that, so I fully understand that. Not everybody's fortunate to find somebody the first time around that it's going to work, but don't give up. But this whole notion, I think, of not committing, I just think it's the wrong attitude, and I think it also limits the depth at which you go into life, because again, to have the full experience, to have the full cycle, and again, it's my opinion, you need to have that commitment to somebody else that's in it with you every step of the way, and loves you for who you are, and can support you the way you are. And the kids, having kids also complements all that. I always tell people who don't have kids, and before I had kids, that there's compartments of your heart and your brain that just won't open up until you have kids. And if you never have them, that's okay too, right? There's no one way to do this. I'm just sharing with you my experiences. And I think if you never have kids, and actually I respect people who think who say they don't want kids, and they think they wouldn't be a great parent, which I think a lot of you are wrong. I think you guys would make great parents, but I respect people who believe, who that's their belief, and you can completely be happy without kids. It's just, for me, it was something that was important to me, and now that I'm blessed to have 3 healthy kids, it just helped me come full circle, and also helping all these conclusions I'm sharing with you. And also part of the reason probably I waited all this time, I've wanted to share knowledge with the world for a long time, but I just wanted to make sure it was a time in my life where I felt, I felt at peace, comfortable, in a level place, and I think kids definitely helped me in that full cycle, and are helping me share these conclusions with you. And so back to people. And I know we can spend hours, and I'll be doing more videos on it, but bottom line is, make sure you're really selective of the people that you have in your inner circle, and don't settle for people who make you feel miserable, because there are good people out there that want to get to know you, that want to care for you, and that want to be that positive light in your life. And so the way I treat life now is I'm still as friendly as I've ever been. I like to think, when I meet somebody new, I always give them the benefit of the doubt, and I want to have a relationship with that individual. But if I see that we don't jive, or there's something there, or it's just not going to work, I'm leaving the relationship open, in the sense that if they needed something, I'm there, but I'm not going to go deeper into it, and I'm not going to, unless they ask me, but it's very rare, I'm not going to sit there and try to fix them, or try to tell them. That's backfired so much for me. So I think now I'm going through life having as much fun as ever, meeting new people, and people that my gut feeling tells me there's something there, I go deeper with, and people I don't feel like it's there, I don't. As simple as that. And I'm just fortunate that my life partner that I have, that I got lucky to meet her when I was young. We got married young, and I was blessed to have that, and then blessed to have 3 healthy kids that I love, that I think love me as well, and all that. Just feel blessed. So go out there, I'll do another conversation about the Matrix and computers and all that. Just make sure you balance all that. You still have a caveman brain. Your caveman brain is version 4 or 5, maybe tops, from when we were all cavemen, and we see all technology and Neuralink and all this Matrix, and I know I want to start like the old guy for starting to have this conversation, but I just don't know if our brain is meant to, or designed to handle all that. And again, it's moderation, right? I think if you can really teach yourself to do that in moderation, then I think it's okay. But humans have proven for a long time that it's hard for them to be moderate, unfortunately. And that's really kind of probably the final thought I'll leave you with, is that this journey that we're all on, and to get to the best version of ourselves, is to hopefully realize that the key to life is in moderation for everything. And I think if you can strive to live your life in that direction, then I think it'll be a more peaceful one, and I think an easier one as well. So appreciate you guys let me share this with you. Comment, like, subscribe. Be great to get the message out. But again, I'm doing this just so it's out there. I'm doing this at a minimum for my kids, for my family, and hopefully a few folks fall upon it, and it can be of service to them, and something in this video resonates with them. But I appreciate it. You guys have a great day.